everybody, this is Betty from Casa Chiesi. We are finally on holiday in our country house and we want to show you how to make a lemon mousse. It's a dessert that we lately have been using a lot in our dinners because it's a very nice conclusion, and it's good for summer because you don't have to cook, so you don't have to be close to the fire, and it needs very few ingredients. I'll show you. We have 3 lemons. Make sure they are untreated because we're going to use the peel as well. 3 eggs, and make sure they're very fresh because they're not cooked. 80 grams of sugar and 6 grams of gelatine and a little bit of vanilla flavor. Another thing that you have to make sure to have is 3 different bowls because our ingredients have to be whipped in different containers, and 4 cups to put the mix at the end of the preparation because this recipe is meant for 4 people. So let's start and see how to make it. Sorry, I forgot 200 milliliters of cream to whip. It was in the fridge, I forgot to keep it fresh, but it's impossible to make a mousse without it. The first thing we have to do is to separate the white from the yolks and put the yolks in the biggest bowl because it will be the container for all the ingredients. So we put the white on this one and the yolks on the other one. When you do this, try to avoid the yolks to go into the white because then it's going to be difficult to whip the whites. Okay, here we are. Perfect. My advice is to whip the whites first because the mixer has to be very clean. Otherwise, if it's wet or greasy, it doesn't whip the right way. So start with the white. Okay, when the whites reach this consistency, they're quite firm. We can start working on the yolks. If it's hot outside or if you want to take your time, put the white in the fridge. So you make sure that they're gonna stay in this condition for quite a while. So we add our sugar to the yolks and the vanilla flavor, and we start whipping the eggs and the yolks until they are fluffy and quite light. I mean clear. Ready. I love to cook in the countryside because we have our farmer and it gives us the tomatoes that taste like tomatoes, the zucchini that tastes like zucchini. The meat is not full of antibiotics and the yolks look really bright. I love it. So now that we've done this, we whip the cream. Of course we have to clean the mixer. Can't resist. That's too good. I wash it. Now they're nice and clean. I can whip the cream. Okay, when the cream is solid, before it turns into butter, see? we can work on the lemons. Grab your lemons and grate the yellow parts of the peel with a fine grater. Okay, now let's put this on a side and start squeezing the lemons. Now, let's say it depends on the taste. Usually these untreated lemons are very juicy, so for me 2.5 for this amount of ingredients is perfect. But you have to see what kind of lemons you have. Some of them are less juicy, so you have to use more. It depends on your taste. Same thing for the sugar. You can make it a little more sweet or a little less sweet, depending on your taste. Last April, we went to the Amalfi Coast, and you can find them there, the best lemons ever. We came back by train with 8 kilos of lemons. Nazim wanted to kill me, but it's worth the effort. Now that you have your juice, you put it in a pot. Of course, it has to be filtered, no? And you also add the gelatine sheets to melt. Let's wait 10 minutes, and then we have to warm it up a little bit. But you have to be careful not to use the fire too high, because otherwise the gelatine turns into something else and it doesn't do its job anymore. So it has to be a very gentle heat. Now we warm it up just a little bit to make sure that the gelatine has melted in the lemon juice. Very carefully. And when it's completely melted, you take it off the fire and wait until it cools down. Okay, we have our ingredients nice and cool right out of the fridge, and I went to the garden to get something to garnish our sweets. And the last thing we have to do is to mix all the ingredients with a little bit of attention. First of all, we put the lemon juice in the whipped yolks and we mix it. You have to be gentle. When you deal with something that has been whipped, you always have to make this movement from the bottom up. Okay, once the eggs are mixed with the lemon juice, you can add the whipped cream. That's something that... Okay, we join them. Okay, same movement, remember, from down up. Don't be in a hurry. Just 5 more minutes and it's done. And once there are no lumps anymore, you can add gli albumi montati a neve. Which is the most delicate part, because they go down very easily. So be very gentle again. Come si chiama questa qui? Hand?
Whisk.
So work with your hand whisk until everything is nice and smooth.
Just remind everybody that that's the white, the egg whites that you put in.
Yeah, this is the egg white. Here we go, nice and creamy. We can pour it in our cups. As you can see, we have 4 cups. And I went to the garden to get something to garnish our dessert. And here I have some yellow flowers and some mint leaves. They are very aromatic. And I also like to put a little bit of lemon peel. But you can use whatever you like. The main thing is that you have to leave this dessert in the fridge for at least 4 hours because it has to get a little bit solid. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. I hope you will manage to make it yourself. And Nazim, do you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say bye from Elisabetta Chiesi and Nazim Beltran from Casa Chiesi.
Ciao.